Hey everybody, this is Dr. Flight. I hope you're doing well today. This is going to be a very short video relating to teams and the project teams throughout the semester. A lot of people ask, will we have some type of accountability for our teams and our teammates and all of this? And first and foremost, I want you all to watch and or look at the information regarding the general team overview and the roles of a team member and the expectations and elements that contribute to strong teamwork and team membership. And this is, I think, an important skill set to have. But getting to the point of this quick video, there are various ways to identify and measure team participation. Some of them are straightforward, where you rate or rank or evaluate your teammates. That's a pretty simple thing to do. There are some others involved here as well that are options for a team. This can be done again in a systematic way or in an overview way. And the goal of a team evaluation or individual evaluations within a team is to identify potential problems before they happen. So if you have conflict or if you have something called social loafing, where one person doesn't really do what they're supposed to do and they expect others to do the work for them, or just an underperforming team member whose skill sets aren't very strong, those all can be identified early before the project's finale, if you will, before it's finally due, and that can be helpful. So I'm going to walk through 4 different evaluations that you may see this term, and there are others, of course, but these are some that might be unique or different from what you might expect to see. That's fine. But the key with evaluations is that you're honest, and that you understand that in a lot of cases, especially in a class setting, they're anonymous or they're confidential. They're not anonymous, but they're confidential in the sense that individuals who maybe are criticized won't necessarily know where those criticisms are coming from, so that the personal issues don't creep up as much. Can't help to avoid some of those, but they do certainly happen. So anyways, one evaluation type that you might see is something along this lines, where you identify a teammate, and then you simply rate them. This is a scale of 1 to 5. There are 3 criteria here. The member does more than their fair share of work. The member's work is complete. The member goes above and beyond to help the team. So these 3 things could be averaged together for a global score on team participation, teamwork, those types of things. Now, again, you're expected to evaluate each member of your team individually. And so if the same sort of results come back several times or frequently regarding one teammate, then it produces more of a global kind of score that gives you a sense of how well your teammates are performing. Okay, so that's one form of team evaluation, right? There's also in this evaluation an opportunity to provide some just simple qualitative comments that an individual you may have regarding your team. Okay. Another type of evaluation is one where we provide a percentage. This is called a rank ordering. This is called a constant sum, excuse me, when we do this in research, where the constant sum means that the total has to equate to something, and this is a percentage, so 100%. So think of all the work that's being done. How would you distribute the amount of work done by each teammate? So if there are 5 teammates, you'd think if everybody did the same amount, everyone would get about 20%. But if one person stepped up and did a little bit more, they might get 30%. Well, that means the 10% more they just received has to come out of somebody else's accounting, if you will. Okay, so this is a way to kind of recognize people who've done a little more, people who've done real less, or people who've done about all the same. But again, the total percentage, it has to equal 100. There are some additional questions here. These are hurt a little bit more. They're a little bit more critical. If one team member, including you, perhaps, could earn a $1,000 bonus based on their contribution of teamwork, who would it be? Which one would you give that to? Simultaneously, while we all like raises, everybody likes a curve adjustment on a test going up, but nobody understands a curve adjustment going down. So that's why question 2 is here. If your company was downsizing, which is a realistic issue, right? I mean, companies downsize and they have to let people go, and the question is, who do they let go? This is like a real life issue, so you might as well deal with it. You know, if you're gonna let somebody go, who would be that one person? Okay, again, it doesn't really, in itself, this doesn't like signify anything, but if you have lots of people saying the same thing, or over a period of time the same results come back, then it tells a pattern or a suggestive global evaluation that maybe that's probably valid, it's probably true. Okay, so that's the second type of evaluation. Similarly, third type, this is more of a sports analogy, same type of concept. However, it's not, this is a rank order, so it's not a constant sum. In constant sum, you can see a percent difference between individuals. This one is just simply ranking MVP voting, most valuable player or most valuable teammate. MVP voting. If you were going to do votes out there, who would get the most votes for MVP? Then who would get the second, third, fourth, and fifth? Now, the fifth and fourth persons, those people, it doesn't mean they're bad. It doesn't mean that they are underperforming necessarily. It just means they didn't get the most votes. That's all it means. So again, kind of temper this with a bit of caution that you're not choosing the worst. You're choosing just kind of the order of what votes would be, you think, if you were to pick an MVP for your team. Okay, another one here, which is again a very good. This is a good measure. This is a really good measure. That's interesting. But certain teams and certain groups, you think about the dynamics of a team and what makes a successful project happen, or what makes a good teammate. This is an opportunity where we have 5 or 6 different descriptors, and then you input the person who you think fits that descriptor best. And it could be the same person on all of them. It could be a different person on all of them. So who is the most reliable? Reliability is the degree to which you could depend on an individual to get their assignments done. Who would that person be? Who gives the most effort? Who's the most creative, most think outside the box? Who's the most, somebody who just goes along with the crowd is not creative. Somebody who just is a follower is not creative. Somebody who pushes or challenges the status quo is creative. And who's the most cooperative? So cooperation is a good thing too. If there's somebody who's always challenging everybody, making life hard as opposed to going along with the group think, that can be a dicey relationship. And then finally, who's the technical skills expert? Who does the analysis? Who's the most, who does the research and does the background and kind of is technically skill-wise the most achieved there? And then finally, quality. So there's about 6 or 7, right? So reliability, effort, creativity, cooperation, analysis, and who does the best quality of work? Whose work is never wrong, punctually, grammatically, who has things accurately finished on time, those types of things. Okay, so again, these are all good qualities you'd love to see with everybody, right? And some people are stronger, some people are weaker, some people would show up here a lot, some people might not show up here at all. And that kind of suggests the dynamics of your group and how your group might be formed. Okay, so this is just kind of what, again, we'll have opportunities to evaluate your teammates during the term. In a lot of circumstances, The team evaluations are used as a sort of, again, it's a monitoring and a heads up type of a tool to preempt problems, not not give people bad grades or give people cut their bonuses because they don't do well. That's really not the point of it. The point of it is to identify where issues may bubble up and then deal with those or manage those while the project is going on. That's what we want to monitor. We want to monitor the dynamics of the team, and this is one way to do it, and one way to go about that. Okay, so again, this has just been a short video talking a little bit about team evaluations and expectations. And anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.